everyone, it's Brian. How are you? Happy Wednesday. I'm going to try to talk a little bit louder today because the last video I did yesterday, somebody was telling me that the volume was a little low. So I just wanted to kind of, I'm going to speak up a little bit, and I hope you guys don't think I'm yelling at you because I'm not, okay? I just want to move my glasses, get them out of the way. I want to talk to you a little bit about how important it is to really maximize your time when it comes to being in the kitchen. I kind of threw out a survey the other day asking people what are their biggest issues with actually cooking or trying to prepare a meal in their kitchen. And it seemed like about 80% of the people, maybe even 90% of the people, kind of came back to me and said their biggest issue is time. And I get that. I truly do. You know, the idea behind trying to get everything ready and you know, get dinner on the table with the soccer practice, ball games, all that other stuff that's going on. Forgive my phone. Always. I could be home all day and my phone will never ring. Okay, but the bottom line is, as soon as I go on live on a video, the phone rings, the doorbell rings, the dogs bark, all kinds of stuff. You have your kids, I have my other issues as well. Okay, but the bottom line is, it's all about maximizing your time. Okay, and the time issue that you guys have with trying to get dinner on the table is all the more reason why you need to get your hands on the best power tools you can find. Okay, another part of my survey that I threw out there was I was asking people, you know, what are some of the issues in terms of cooking itself? And I found a lot of people are utilizing the standard methods of cooking, which are, you know, some form of a pan on top of the stove, in the oven, and that seems to be the limit. That seems to be as far as people go. What I'm going to kind of show you today is some power tools that are going to really maximize your ability to utilize different products and different cooking methods, okay? For instance, some of the power tools we're going to be talking about today: our double burner grill pan, our quick cooker, which is a version of basically a pressure cooker, okay? Our rock crock, our microwave rice cooker, things of that nature. And you're going to see how we're going to take one basic ingredient, and that is chicken, and we're going to carry that through to make 3 dinners, or 2 dinners and a lunch, however you want to classify that. And we're also going to make a breakfast, okay? Now, the chicken's not going to be in the breakfast. It's just another idea to kind of show you guys how, when you have the right tools, you can cook on top of the stove, you can cook in the oven, you can cook in the microwave, and now you can cook in a pressure cooker, and you can cook all at the same time. For those of you out there who've been to any of my shows, you've heard me say time and time and time again, if I'm going to go in the kitchen, I am not cooking just for one day. It's all about multiple meals for me, because this way I can actually maximize, if I'm in the kitchen for 30, 40 minutes, I can maximize that time and really have 3 or 4 meals done for the week, okay? So we're going to kind of go forward, and I very rarely will use gloves, but because we're playing with chicken a lot today, I am going to kind of utilize it, okay? Basically what I did was I took a family pack of chicken, and I kind of cleaned it off, you know, I don't know, whatever the family, I think it cost like $9, $10, whatever it was. But it was a total of 5 chicken breasts, okay? So all I basically did was kind of trimmed it up, cleaned it up. Now you can save yourself a step or two and make sure that it's already clean. I'm going to tell you, you're going to pay for that convenience though. That's the way it works, okay? So what I'm going to basically do is, I have our closing cut, okay? I love this tool. This gives me the ability to actually, you know, really kind of prep meals in the sense where I can fillet chicken, I can cut the mushrooms, I can do all that stuff, okay? But in this case, I'm going to take 2 of the chicken, I'm going to take 1 of the chicken breast, And you just basically stick it in here and you tuck it in, make sure it's not like sticking out, okay? So you take your knife, okay, and you just run it through, and now I have 2 chicken halves. It's as simple as that, okay? Real easy, you kind of see, okay? So there's 2. We're going to do the same thing to the second one, okay? We're going to run that through. I love, love, love this tool for so many reasons. So that gives us 4 halves. Let me find the other ones. There we go. There's one. I think there should be one more big one. There we go. Okay. So now, started with, no, actually, I think there was only 4 in here. I'm sorry. Maybe? Let's see. Yep, there was only 4 chicken breasts in here. I'm sorry. I thought there was 5. Okay, so that's 2, and that leaves me 2 whole ones. Okay? So for the time being, I'm going to leave the ones that we filleted in the bowl. I'm going to take the other 2. Okay? Now, I'm going to take this one here, and instead of cutting it all the way through, I'm only going to cut it halfway through, okay? So we're going to just kind of take this, and we're going to cut it halfway through so that we actually formed a pocket. Okay, so this is still connected, okay? So we're going to form a pocket with that one. And we're going to do the same thing with the next one. We're not going to go all the way through. We're going to form a pocket, okay? So there's your pocket on that one, okay? Actually, this one I need to go just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So I got 2 pockets and 2 cut totally in half. Okay, so we're going to kind of get rid of this. Okay. Now, as promised, like I said, we're going to actually make multiple meals here, okay? So what we're going to do is, we've got our microwave rice cooker plus, okay? I'm going to take these off. Throw them in my garbage. Okay. This is an amazing product. It makes great rice, pasta, mashed potatoes, things in the microwave. Okay. So I've got 1 cup of rice. I've got 2 cups of water, and it's always going to be double the amount. Okay. Now, I went a little bit lighter on the water. I said 2 cups. It's about 1 3/4 cups. And here's why I went a little bit lighter, okay? I've got a can of diced tomatoes, okay? I'm just going to put this aside for a second, okay? Get the can opener, or a smooth edge can opener, goes right on the top. Amazing, okay? Just turn it. This one happens to be blue. The one in the book is white. I fell in love with the blue one when it came out at one point, because I wanted cobalt blue in my kitchen. So now you counterclockwise. Okay, the little beak, you pull it, it pops right open. Okay, easy as that. Now I'm going to take a measuring colander, and I'm going to drain this can. I'm going to just do it right in the sink. Okay, and you want to get as much juice out of these tomatoes as you can. Okay, oh, there goes my water. Okay, and I'm going to take those tomatoes and I'm going to add them right into the rice. Okay, I'm going to pick up my water. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of take my little spoon. I had a spoon somewhere. Oh, let me get a spoon. Okay. I'm going to take my spoon and just kind of stir that around. Okay. And I'm a big fan of putting salt in rice when you cook it. A little bit of pepper. Okay. And that's pretty much it for the rice, okay? So we're going to put this in, lock the top, and this is going to go in the microwave, okay? Now we're going to go in the microwave for about 14 minutes. We're not going to start it at this point because we're going to try to do this whole thing together, okay? So we're going to just put it in the microwave. Now, in the meantime, we're going to get the chicken ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my tongs. Okay. We're going to take the chicken breast that we actually cut. Let me just kind of put this in a bowl so I can dig out the other ones, okay? These are the filleted ones. I'm going to kind of put those aside for a second. Okay. We're going to take one of these. Actually, we're going to take about 1 1/2, okay? And all we're going to really do with this is kind of dice it up a little bit, okay? Actually, you know what? No, we're not. We're not going to dice it up. We're going to actually just do them all together, and I'll show you what I mean, okay? We're going to take these. Let's take the chicken out. These are the whole pieces, okay? And we're going to take the chicken breast itself, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to slice 2.5 of them. I know it's an oddball number, right? But I thought I had 5, so I'm trying to like measure it out here. So we're going to take those, okay? And ultimately, all we're going to do is we're going to slice. Let me move these over so you guys can see it, okay? Is we're going to slice this, okay, to strip-sized pieces, okay? No rhyme, no reason, doesn't have to be perfect, but you're going to just kind of slice these up. And as we slice them, we're going to throw them right back in that bowl. Okay, we're going to throw them in this big green bowl here, because we're going to kind of toss them around. Okay? I'm not throwing them on the floor, I'm throwing them in a bowl. Okay? So again, as I said, the object with the time is you guys want to maximize your time, okay? Maximize dinners that you make. And I know some people out there had also said that, you know, picky eaters are another issue. My suggestion for you is this. There are a lot of people who have, you know, very finicky palates. Nothing wrong with that, it just kind of happens. But if you're talking about children who have, let's say, the finicky palates, my suggestion to you is get them involved in the cooking process. You get them involved in the cooking process and you help them to understand the food they're eating, they're more apt to try different things, okay? All right, so I got those 2 in there, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of take these 2 and I'm going to leave them just the way they are, whole, or I should say filleted, and then I'm going to leave these 2 halves, okay? We're just going to kind of put those in for a second, okay? Now I'm going to get another cutting board because again this had some chicken on it, and then I'm going to get another knife. This board out of the way. There we go. Okay. So now, we're going to take the bowl that's got the chicken. Now, keep in mind, you could do this with more chicken. It's entirely up to you, okay? But now what we're going to do is we're going to actually take the peppers, okay? And we're going to kind of slice the peppers down. I just popped the core out. Because, again, in this case, I'm going to use the whole pepper. I gotta find my little scoop loop. I had everything out here. Honest to God, guys, I did. Oh, I just found my spoon. Okay. Here's our little handy dandy scoop loop. I love this. It makes taking the seeds out of a pepper so amazingly easy. There you go. A couple of quick spins and it's done. Okay. Great for taking seeds out of a cantaloupe, a melon, things of that nature. Great for taking the seeds out of a pumpkin, especially this time of the year when you know you're kind of thinking about Halloween and things of that nature. All right, and then if there's anything left inside, you just kind of strip it out. Okay. Now we're going to use our quick slice. Love this thing. Okay. You just take the pepper, stick it on top. And if it's a soft item like pepper, I usually start it on the board so it grabs, okay? And then what you're going to basically do is just slide down, and all of these are sliced. That easy, okay? Now in this case, I'm going to take them, and I'm going to turn them the opposite way so that the slices are down, okay? It may be a little messy, but it just makes it so much easier to just kind of rock this back and forth, and what you end up with is strips. So I'm going to throw the strips right in with the sliced chicken, pieces here. Just gonna poke those out. And if, you know, again, if I was at home and doing this without doing the video, I would have lined them up a little bit better. But you guys get the gist, okay? So we got those. Same thing with the green pepper. Stab that. Slice it. Done. Sliced. Take this, put it on. Rock it back and forth. And you end up with slices again. Okay? There you go. So I'm going to toss those in with the cut up chicken. Oh, I forgot a piece here. And again, like I said, if I was doing this at home and I wasn't taping, I would be a little bit more cautious of stacking them and how I did that. Okay? Now, I'm going to take the tops, because the tops are perfectly good to use. Okay? Same thing, throw them in with the chicken. Okay? Now, I've already peeled about one and a half medium-sized onions. I think this was this was from the demo from yesterday. So I'm going to just take the onion, stick it on there, rock this back and forth, okay? And I've got sliced onions. I'm going to throw that in with the chicken, okay? So there we go. I'm going to take one more onion, do the same thing. This one is whole, so kind of get the gist, okay? Sliced, just like that. And you're not worrying about picking them apart because they're going to kind of mesh up when we cook them. Okay? So, here we go. We got chicken, peppers, onions. We're going to crush a little bit of garlic in there. Okay? My garlic press. Love it. You know, peel the skin. That's what's the best part. You just kind of put it in the hopper, squeeze, and all the garlic comes out. Comes with a nice little tool. Okay? So there you go. We're going to put that in. Okay? Now we're going to mix this up, but we're going to mix it up, and I'm going to put Southwestern spice. You can put whatever kind of spice you want. Okay? And 1 cap is 1.5 tablespoons. So just throw that in. Okay? Now what I'm going to do, okay? Now I'm going to start the rice. Okay? And I'll stop that, and I'll come back and I'll tell you why. Okay, the rice is going. The reason why we started the rice is because that rice is actually going to be the stuffing for inside those 2 chicken breasts that we filleted. It's as simple as that. Okay, so we're going to get a spoon. We're going to mix this up. Okay, and you can, if you choose to. You don't have to, but in this case, I'm going to get this out of the way. Okay, we're going to add some olive oil to this, okay? All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get our double burner grill pan. Love, love, love this thing for so many reasons. Because this now is going to cook 2 meals at the same time, okay? We're going to put this on the stove. We're going to heat this up just like you would a grill outside, okay? So we're going to get it hot. Let it do its thing. Let it get hot. This is ready to go in, okay? While this is kind of doing its thing, what we're going to do now is we're going to take the other pieces. Oh, you know what? I should have cut the chicken on the other board. Oh, well. You know what? Let me go get the other board because it's got chicken on it already. Now, you may be saying, oh my God, he's dirtying a lot of products. Yes, I am. But remember, I'm cooking 3 meals. Okay, so I'm going to kind of spend, a half hour, 45 minutes doing these 3 meals. I'm going to wash these dishes and I'm done for 3 days. That's the concept here. So that's what you want to kind of think about when you're preparing these kind of meals, okay? All right, so now we're going to take the chicken, okay, and we're just going to kind of sit those there. And what we're going to do is we're going to baste this with some olive oil, okay? Now, I'm keeping these pretty plain because, believe it or not, this is actually going to be for chicken soup. Now, I know you must be thinking, this man is absolutely insane. Chicken soup on a day like this. Yes, it's like 90 some odd degrees here. But the concept is prep ahead. I'm not saying I'm having this today. I'm not saying I'm having it tomorrow. But the bottom line is it's going to be able to be frozen. Okay? So that's really where we're at here. And we're keeping this plain. Okay? Because ultimately, by keeping it plain, you can do whatever you want with it after that. Okay? So we're going to take this. We're going to stick that back in the bowl. Okay? And we're going to do the same thing with pockets. Okay? Gotta find the opening here. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna kind of rub this down with some olive oil. Get our basting brush, just kind of rub this down. And in this case, I'm just gonna kind of put some salt and pepper on it. I'm really not gonna go nuts here. I just want some flavoring. Okay. And the nice part about it is I'm not gonna flavor both sides. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of leave it the way it is. Okay. So we're going to put those back in there. Okay, now we're going to get rid of the cutting board. Okay, I can see the grill pan is heating up nicely. Okay, what I want to basically do is I've got the chicken fajita mix already ready to go in the pan. The chicken that's going to be stuffed already ready to go in the pan. The little pieces, or the pieces we cut, they're ready to go in the pan. All of this is going to go in the pan, so in essence, I'm making grilled chicken for the chicken soup, chicken fajitas, and I'm making stuffed chicken breast, all in the same pan for 3 different meals, okay? So here we go. We're going to take the chicken. Now, quick tip with the chicken to make it easier for you. The chicken that's filleted kind of like in a pocket, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to actually lay it down with the pocket open. So open the pocket, cook the inside, okay? Okay? I think we can get rid of that. And now we're going to take the fajita mix, and we're going to add that to the grill pan, and then I'm going to kind of bring the grill pan over to show you what it looks like. Okay. Get my little bricks here. Around here somewhere. Here we go. Okay. So this is what we got. I hope you guys can see that. Okay. It looks like it's really loaded, and that's okay because we're going to take the chicken fillet pieces out real soon and stuff them. Okay. As soon as the rice is done. Okay. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do now, okay, is I've got our 4-quart Dutch oven rock crock, okay? I'm going to add 3.5 cups of vegetable stock. You can use all vegetable stock. Entirely up to you. I mean, I'm going to mix it with vegetable stock and chicken stock. Okay, so it's 3.5 cups of vegetable stock and 3.5 cups of chicken stock. You want to use all veggie, you want to use all water, all chicken stock, that's entirely up to you. It doesn't really matter, okay? So, I've got that. To that, all I'm going to do is add some pre-cut, kind of fancy carrots. You can make these smaller, you can make them bigger, it's entirely up to you. I'm not even going to fuss, I'm just going to throw them in, okay? Maybe they could have been a little smaller. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Again, how much, how little, entirely up to you. Okay? So we got that going. You can add mushrooms. Normally I would add mushrooms, but Alan's not a big fan of mushrooms in soup, so I'm going to leave those out. Okay? But if you would just slice them and throw those in as well. Now, I also would add celery, but unfortunately I don't have any. So I'm not going to kind of, add anything I don't have, obviously, but the bottom line is you can add it. I'm going to add about a cap full, which is a tablespoon and a half, of dill mix. I like dill in chicken soup. I really like the flavor that it kind of brings out. I'm going to take this onion, the other half of the onion, I'm going to slice that down, okay? But now in this case, I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it back on after it's sliced. And you guys can see this. Let me see if I can move that a little bit. And I'm going to rock it so that I actually have, diced pieces, okay? You kind of see. So let me just kind of throw that in there. Okay? Throw that in there and we're good, okay? So there's the diced onions. Again, like I said, I would have added, celery if I had it, but I don't, so I can't, obviously. Okay, so I got the dill in there. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, salt, okay? Pepper, okay? I'm going to grab a plate for that chicken. Now, I want to show you that, another thing that people were often saying was, I have very little space. I'm only working on a 3x3 counter here. That's all I'm working on. And I've got all sorts of gadgets here. All I did was take a cooling rack and I put it across half of my sink. So I could use that as an extension piece. You could do that. You could put it on top of your stove. Put a butcher block on top of your stove. Use the top of your stove. But ultimately, you don't need a lot of space to really kind of prep your food, okay? So, I'm going to take the half out. Once I took the half out, okay, I'm going to move everything else around. Okay, so you kind of see what this half looks like. It's completely raw on the outside, and that's what we wanted, okay? But inside, it's partially cooked. Now, we wanted it that way because you don't want to cook it too much because then it becomes hard to close and stuff. But in this case, leaving the outside uncooked is helping me to fold it, let's say, okay? So, we kind of got this. Oops. I didn't really want to touch this, but there you go. You kind of get the gist here, okay? I'm going to wash my hands a little bit. There we go. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to wait for that chicken, the two half pieces, to cook. We're going to kind of shred it up and we're going to put it into the chicken soup. Okay. So, in the meantime, until the rice is done, we're going to just move this. Okay. And we're going to move this over. And we're going to talk a little bit about our quick cooker. Amazing product. If you've never used a pressure cooker before, this is the one you want to get. Perfectly safe, no matter how you kind of slice the pie. I know a lot of people are afraid to use it because the fear of getting burnt. This is made in such a way where you cannot get burnt. Okay? So ultimately, you can make desserts in it, whole meals in it, roast in it, you name it, you can make it in it. Pasta comes with a rack. You're going to put the rack at the bottom in this case, okay? And remember I said breakfast, okay? I've got 12, I was about to say 12 dozen. I've got 12 eggs, okay? I'm just putting them on top of the rack, okay? This is going to make the best boiled eggs you've ever had, okay? Because ultimately, the pressure, when it cooks by pressure, okay, the peels will come off tremendously easy, okay? So, you got that? The grill's cooking, the rice is cooking. To this, we're going to add 1 cup of water. You always need some form of liquid, and you can cook from a frozen steak. Okay, so we're going to put 1 cup of water in there. Okay, we're going to lock the top. Hard to do this backwards. Okay, we're going to lock the top. We're going to custom set it. Okay, we want to go down. We don't want 40 minutes. We want it down to 15, and then all you're going to do is minus it. Oh, I'm sorry. You're going to set it to custom. There we go. I gotta get it to the custom one. Where am I? This is so hard without glasses. Trust me. Let me try to do this the correct way. There we go. Alright, we want custom. Why am I not seeing this? Alright, we'll get this yet. Hold on. You know what? Let me put my glasses on. I can't see. It's not the machine, it's my eyes. Oh, there we go. Custom. And then we're going to turn it down. We want 10 minutes. No, that's Steve. Let's see here. What am I doing wrong here? Custom. Alright, we're going to just leave this at 50. Okay, we'll check it after 10. Oh, there we go. I forgot to press the time button. So we got it at 10, and we started. Now this thing is going to kind of go around, okay, until it gets pressurized. And you're going to see there's a little button up here, okay? You want to make sure the pressure valve is set straight, okay, which it is, okay. There's a little red button here. When it comes up to pressure, it's going to pop up, okay? So we're going to move this over for a second, okay? Now we're going to get the rice out of the microwave. We're going to see what our rice looks like. Woo! It's hot. Careful, the steam will get you. Okay? There we go. Whoa, that's hot. Okay? So, woo! There goes my glasses. Okay. Bound to happen. Okay? So the rice is nice and fluffy. Okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to first turn the fajitas. Okay? Okay? And now what I did was I took the 2 pieces of chicken that were already done. We're going to take those out. Okay? And we're going to use our salad choppers. Oh my God, my glasses get all fogged up. It stinks to wear glasses and I can't wear contacts. I can't poke myself in the eye every morning. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the salad choppers, okay, and we're just going to kind of chop this meat apart. Okay, and you kind of see what this looks like. Now, we know this chicken at this point is not completely done, and that's okay. It's going to finish cooking in the soup, okay? And the idea behind kind of cooking this most of the way is we didn't want all the fats and all the grease, not all the grease, but all the juices to flow into the soup, okay? And you can kind of see going at it this way, we have shredded chicken. It's that simple, okay? Now we're going to take this and we're going to put it into the soup, okay? And we're just going to kind of let this soup do its thing on the stove, okay? So in the rock crock, we're going to put the cover on it. Now, I could have, if I wanted to, I could put this in the microwave, but I'm not. I'm going to put it on top of the stove, okay? Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a clean plate, and I have some little pastinas, or however you say that, I'm not Italian. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take these chicken breasts, okay, we're going to open them up to the side that we cooked, we're going to take the rice, and we're going to actually just fill and stuff the chicken breast, okay? Now, you can put some cheddar cheese on here, you can kind of make it a Mexican flair, you can do it that way. That works well as well. But in this case, the idea is to just have these cooked and flavor them when you're ready to eat them, okay? So now we're going to kind of take this and we're going to close it, okay? Now this is a little stuffed and that's exactly how we want it. That beeping sound is telling me it's up to pressure, so we're good there, okay? So now it's going to kind of start cooking, okay? At least I think it is. Yeah, it's actually not quite up to pressure. It's going to pop up. So we have the chicken breast, so we're going to move that one over. We're going to get the second one. Okay? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to stuff it. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to put it back in the grill pan. Okay? Now you can stuff this with veggies. You could stuff it with it, whatever you really want to. And then what I would do is, like I said, when I'm ready to eat these, I would just kind of add some kind of like Mexican type of spice to it, things of that nature. So we're going to take these and we're going to put them back in the grill pan, okay? You can kind of hear that sound. Okay. There you go. Now, the fajitas are done, so we're going to actually put those on a platter. Let me get a big, I'll use it. Okay. Let me just grab a big platter for that. Okay. So we're going to take the fajitas out now. Get a big spoon. Now I probably exceeded my 30 minutes, but that's because I'm trying to explain to you guys how this all works, but you get the concept, okay? How you can really get this going and get dinner, 2 or 3 different dinners in less than 30 minutes. That's kind of what this is all about. There we go. I grabbed the wrong size spatula. But it works, and you get the gist, okay? Now you could serve these fajitas in wraps, if you desire, or you can actually do like what I'm gonna do, okay? And that is, I'm gonna take the fajitas, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually take the extra rice we had, okay? We did something wrong here. Let's stop this, because the seam shouldn't be coming out like that. Let's see what we did wrong. Okay. I'm not quite sure what we did. Maybe we didn't lock it. But again, like I said, the safety feature is you ultimately cannot get burned, which is nice. Okay. Custom time. We don't want hours, that's for sure. Okay, now it's actually up because you can see the top. I don't know if you guys can see that, okay? But the button is up, and that's what we wanted. That was my fault, I didn't lock it completely. So 10, and then start. So now we're good. Okay, so, sorry about that little delay there, guys. Okay, so now we got the rest of the rice. Okay. So there's meal number 1, okay? Like I said, you could actually serve this on a wrap. You could serve it just like it is, and ultimately I would serve it this way, okay? Now, we're going to check the chicken that we're grilling with my little tongs. We're going to see how the stuffed chicken is doing. Not quite ready yet. But again, because we pre-cooked the inside of the chicken, ultimately it sped up the process, and that's where the grilling pan came into play, because ultimately the grilling pan allowed us to actually cook the inside of the chicken so that we could stuff it, and ultimately we were able to just kind of stuff the chicken, grill it. Now, like I said, you could add some salsa to it, you could add some cheese to it when you're ready to serve it. That's entirely up to you, okay? But I'll show you what that looks like. I'll just grab a plate for that. Okay. And here's what the stuffed chicken breast looks like. Now what I would basically do is I would just put some cheddar cheese on top of this, even some salsa. Some salsa would work well as well. So basically, it'll work however you want. So there's 2 meals from the same one. It looks like we're going to have okay, we're down to 10. So 10 minutes with the 10 minutes for the eggs, and we'll be done with that, okay? And the soup, it's going to take a few minutes to kind of cook. But ultimately, again, I wanted to just kind of show you how to throw these things together, okay? Because when you throw them together, I've made soup, fajitas, stuffed chicken, and I would have eggs as well. So there's your 3 meals and your breakfast, all literally within 30 to 35 minutes. And again, it would have worked that way if, in fact, I wasn't talking and doing a video. So I want you to kind of keep in mind it takes me a little bit longer to do that because I'm doing it and speaking and trying to teach you guys as well. But the bottom line is, at home, when you have the right power tools, you ultimately have everything you need at your fingertips to do what you need to do to make multiple meals at one time. So I want you to start thinking like this. Don't keep asking yourself, what's for dinner tonight? Quick cooking, having the right tools, is going to enable you to make multiple meals so that the age-old question of what's for dinner, it's already done, and it's going to solve that issue of you not having the time to prepare meals, okay? So I hope you guys learned something. I'm going to kind of just wait on this. It's about 8 minutes, but ultimately at 10 minutes I would have pulled that out, dropped them in some ice water, then done with it. The soup is going to kind of simmer away a little bit, then all I'm going to do is add the little pasta shells, or the pasta noodles, and then I've got chicken soup, fajitas, stuffed chicken, and eggs for tomorrow, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Any questions, let me know. Thanks, guys.